Hi, everybody, and as Simpson speaking, been talking to you about I love hypnosis. Why should you, or why should you even care? Most of us we all know about hypnosis, and most people, when they first thing they think about it is smoking. If you want to lose some weight, to have some anxiety, but I'm actually wanting to talk to you about what about health, and what about being proactive? Because everyone comes to the hypnotist to have something addressed, something to shift, to change their habit or whatever. What about if you were to use hypnosis to promote good health? So we use it, yes, in hypnosis. We always use it for pain management, as we call it, or is to allow people to have a better life because they're not hurting all the time. But what about all over health? All over health, meaning that you are proactive in making getting there before you are diagnosed with something. So most of you now that I think, because I know that I had something diagnosed and I was already working, I started working from behind. But imagine if you were doing it right up front. So this is a kind of a program we have in Simpson Protocol that is helps the body heal. So I'm just going to explain that to you because it's natural for the body to heal. And, doctors help you heal things by putting your arm in a cast because it's broken. It's not the cast that's healing them. It's the mind is healing, mind body is healing that. Because let's say even a small cut, you put a bandage on it, and then, sorry, something just popped in my eye here. Hang on a minute. So we're always knowing what we're doing. But you put a Band-Aid on a cut. It's not the Band-Aid that's curing it. It's being held together. It's doing the same thing as the cast, allowing the body to heal the body. So for example, when years ago I cut my hand very stupidly, I think I'll cut this. It's only an inch backwards, cut my hand right open on one of these fingers. I can't even tell anymore. But at that time, I was alone in the house and I was bleeding quite a bit. So I just cleaned it, put myself in self-hypnosis, and I asked it to heal it quickly and close it as soon as because I totally cleansed it. So, and within an hour, that cut that would have been used to have stitches or something, at least little tacks holding it together, was done and healed in just an hour. Now, the only thing wrong was I didn't specify that I wanted it to go back to its natural state, so I had a little lump on it for years. Now I can hardly see it anymore. But that's what I'm talking about. It's proactive instead of waiting for the cut. So, for instance, people come in and we do what we call our pro health system. And we go through the body and we check all the things. Does this need some work done? Or is there anything that needs to be addressed here? All that kind of stuff. And we're doing proactive stuff. So proactive stuff, instead as a hypnotist, is the same as someone who's a trainer in a gym. Now they're making your muscles better. You're not waiting till you're broken. You want to keep your body strong. And in that way, that makes the difference. So that's our proactive health. That really means it's really good. So the body heals anything that comes along. We call it disease or something fractured, something else. So hypnosis helps. Even if you had a cast on, it would help the healing underneath and it would go much faster. So you understand, that thing is it's your mind healing you. It just needs a little help. So that's what doctors do. They're very needed. I don't come to see me if you want a cast on your arm. So that would be really funny. But if you want help with getting the mind part done, then hypnosis is for you, and you don't necessarily need to see me, but a hypnotist. So there was one thing I think I missed. It was in the book. Let's see, where was that? I was telling you the story. Now I'm really lost. I've managed to zing right off here. I'll come back to it when it comes back into my head. So we do that work, but we also use lasers. Now you say, what is that about? Well, lasers, I found, how there's all these things and you get taken to somewhere and you say, oh, this thing really works. It's really awesome. That's what I did. And I'm very picky about stuff like that. And I'm using what we call quantum lasers. And I use them in conjunction with the hypnosis. So it's like having the trainer present and your mind helping all at once. So understand it's very powerful. Change in the body becomes easier. Obviously, you start eating probably healthier, all those things. So, but it was, oh, that's what it was. Sorry, come back to me. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. When you're working with pain, for instance, then 75% is that, is at least of that is emotional. Because the more pain you have, the more you tighten up, the more it hurts, the more it tightens up, the more, etc. So even if we could only deal with the emotional part, you'd at least get 75% better. So if we're using that in the pro health and everywhere, that whole thing, those are all the rules of the mind. Pain doesn't need to be as strong as it is. And it may even be totally allowed to go, because pain is a signal. And if it's an old signal and you don't need it anymore, it's supposed to tell you to go, oh, you cut your hand, go see somebody, you know, that kind of thing. So, but anyway, I was going back to the lasers now. Isn't it just exciting how I zing and zag around? But it's all coming to my mind, and sometimes my mind thinks too fast, and I'm already there halfway through. So, but let's talk about these lasers for a moment. I've used them for my health. I really like them a lot. Plus, in conjunction with hypnosis, makes them doubly powerful because they both tie in together. Now, people would say, oh, it's a placebo. I'm actually going to ask Martin to come and explain. He's very articulate about this, and he'll tell you much more about them. Martin, can you come here and do that?
Explaining placebos?
No, not placebos, just the lasers, please. You can talk about placebos.
I want to know how the mind cures you. That's what I want to know. What's it got to do with anything?
Well, you know exactly what it is.
So I would say also the mind helps, because what you're doing is, what the medical community is going to do is remove the blockages or whatever it is, and impediments to health, because who's going to heal you? The body's healing.
That's right.
Right? So the mind is going to do the same thing, because let's say a failing nerve or something is a big deal, but a huge emotion blocked inside you is actually going to be much more resistant, create a bigger blockage, I think, than to healing.
Yeah.
Because the body's going to say, I'm not going to heal because I've got this anger, so I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it.
So I would say hypnosis is like a priority to get the mind right, even if you're going to a doctor, especially.
Yes, especially if you have issues anytime, hypnosis is warranted, I think.
You even have the pro and, there's a good pro and pre and post-op program you're making, SP, but Jerry Kine has a great tape if you're looking for it.
Yes,
search it out.
On pre and post-operative.
But anyway, here's lasers, because this is what you asked me for. This is what I had to break all my appointments for to come and show you. So here's a laser, here's a laser. See these things, they're called something.
Quantum
lasers, yes, I know everything about them. Quantum.
I can tell, honey. They're getting
Scale
as bad
away.
as me.
And if you put them on your face, they because of cold wave, there's nothing. You actually use it on your eye.
No, you're not supposed to do it.
If your eyes are closed, you can't.
Yeah, well, I can, but you know, they have to protect themselves by saying, please do not use this on your eye.
Yeah, well, we're not that. Wow. So we know we've done it because
we've done it ourselves.
These are quite low powered lasers. They're over the counter. You don't need any special permits for them. And the laser has
cold wave.
Wave. I said that. I said that.
Aren't we?
And it has, what's interesting about them is the typical laser is red or infrared. Red penetrates only so far into the skin, and infrared will penetrate further into the body.
Great for things like eczema and stuff, right?
Great. Okay. But this has red, infrared, and violet. Violet goes very far, right down to the cell level, so they say. You can't feel it, but that's what they say. But so it's quite powerful healer, and also these have different functions, and all doing is changing the vibrations. But it's a great thing, you can use it, and it also has a little attachment you can put in here.
A probe.
Yeah, which is much more powerful, and so it's much more directed, but it's still scalar wave. And scalar wave means it's not coming right at you like that. It's like coming, so they say,
in waves like that.
In waves. So it gets further into the body.
Which means it's not like your pinpoint lasers you're using on things. You definitely don't want to point those at your eyes. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But if you want more information, Inez has some at simpsonprotocol.com/lasers. simpsonprotocol.com/lasers.
I think they're very beneficial because, you know, when you're getting your mind outside, why not give it a bit of help and give it more energy?
Well, all a laser does is give energy to the body.
Yes.
Pour more cell energy.
You get into photons and all that stuff
Well,
scientifically, but it's just a lot of energy, right?
Food is energy, but this is almost pure energy because it's a frequency and it's a light, pure light. So it's a great thing. But the other interesting thing when you're doing with your health program is, do I put the laser here? Should it be here? Should it be here? We're not sure. The mind will redirect the energy.
Yeah, see, the benefit of doing it with hypnosis is when they do it, and there's nothing wrong with the way they do it. They lay you on a massage table, and they'll address the adrenals, they'll address this, they'll address that. But what I do with hypnosis is I ask them to, I let you use them in the chair when I'm working. I don't have to get you to lay down.
Okay,
I'll just say,
we have a third guest.
I'll just say that, you know, please put that light in the most beneficial place for that. So if we're working on the adrenals, obviously we're using it on the adrenals.
But mostly when what you want to put in people's head in this little video is consider hypnosis not just for when there's a disaster happening, but actually for
pre-disaster.
for health, for ongoing running.
Yeah.
And yes, lasers are great. They're not essential, but they're a great addition.
They're a great addition.
You would say, if you're going to look at laser, you would recommend strongly look at this type of
Yes,
laser.
because it's not, for one thing, they're not dangerous for non-knowing, well, how should I say that? For lay people. And they're so good because I've noticed the difference hugely. Now we're talking all about things like when you have a pinched nerve, from anything from
especially pain.
Pain. It really alleviates pain.
The chiropractors, a lot of US chiropractors are using these.
Well, a lot of chiropractors had very expensive ones.
Yes, I mean, that's using this.
Like 20. I know one who paid like $25,000-$35,000 for this. So these are now there's some of them switching to these very inexpensive models. Not expensive. They still might be expensive to our minds, but compared to $25,000.
Go to simpsonprotocol.com/lasers. You can get it. So
see, I didn't even try to set you up for that. Anyway,
I have to go now. I have people to see places to go to meet. The laser says bye-bye.
Anyway, if you have any questions, just go to simpsonprotocol.com and check everything out and check out the free stuff. Huh? No, we want them to go to, that was /hypnosis. See, I'm doing it wrong again. EsdaleInstitute.com and check out everything there, what's free and what isn't. But if you're interested in the lasers, it's simpsonprotocol.com/lasers. There, I got it done. Thanks so much and for listening, and see you next time.